This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so can one of you speak? Just wanted to check my speakers are working fine. Any one of you, please unmute yourself and then quickly speak. Maybe just say hi. Just wanted to check if my speakers are working fine. Okay. Okay, sure. Thank you. Yeah. So a lot of known faces here. I mean, I cannot say faces because I cannot see, but there's a lot of known students. Thank you so much for joining. Uh, Let me see. We have Genia, we have Kumar, uh, Lenovo PC. Lenovo PC, please reveal your name. Redmi 6, again, please reveal your name. Rifat Ahmad, Samir, and Shraddha. So pretty much I know most of you or every one of you except Ahmad. Okay. And yeah, please, Redmi 6, please reveal your name. Maybe you can just, go to attendees list and right click and give a rename. Rename yourself, and Lenovo PC as well. Please rename yourself. Um, Now, I just wanted to understand the pulse of the class to see where I have to get started. Should I get started from the performance testing basics, like what is performance testing, architecture, and NFR gathering, performance testing life cycle, workload modeling, or do you want me to get started from the tool itself, which is Jmeter? I mean, get into the Jmeter and start playing around with the Jmeter. So I just wanted to understand where we can get started. So, let's go from the first. Okay, let's have a quick round of introduction for each one of you. Even though I know you, most of you, just quickly, like for a couple of minutes. I mean, for 30 seconds or so, your name, your expectations from the class, and then where we want to get started from the basics, like everything, like NFR gathering, performance testing lifecycle, workload modeling, and all that, or just the tool. Okay, so starting with Anjan, please introduce yourself, Anjan, quickly, only 30 minutes, and where you want me to get started. Just two things. Thanks, Anjan. Yeah, please unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, hi, this is Anjan.
Hi, Anjan.
Are you able to?
Yeah.
How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you. Go ahead, Anjan.
I have worked in Vodafone shared services, and
Okay.
having experience during the performance testing. It's like a 4.5 years experience. So I have done it's learner and DLO. So currently I'm mainly looking for Jmeter. So I am mainly looking for one two perspective and as this is like performance engineering level.
Okay. So just Anjan, just to set the expectations, most of the classes will be in and around the tool, not the performance engineering. However, we'll discuss few things about performance engineering, but mainly the class will be around the JMeter tool. Okay, and there might be some students who will be complete due to performance testing. So I'm expecting maybe we might have to spend first few classes on few performance testing concepts. So you got to be a little patient for the first few classes, Anjan, just to set the expectations. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
No, sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Anjan.
Thank you.
So Genia, I know you, but quickly. Genia Garg. So Genia, are you there? So Genia seems to be, I'm not sure, maybe having some issues. So Kumar, is it Kumar Vallabh or Kumar Vijapu?
Kumar Vijay.
Okay. So are you serious about the classes, Kumar, or you just wanted to attend few sessions?
Actually, I'm interested, but depend on the trainer whether I'm join or not. Depend on the curriculum.
Okay. Fine. I totally agree. Okay. So I know you want to get into the tool completely. So I know your expectations. So you can attend few sessions before you take the call. Okay. So Ahmad, Can you please quickly tell about yourself? You're not my prayer student, or maybe you are, maybe recorded videos, I don't know. Rifat Ahmad, are you there? Yeah, please.
Hello.
Thank you. Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, Kumar. I am just checking your session, and maybe if I like it, because I have done some load runner, the load runner tools. So I'm new to performance testing. So just just learning. Yeah. So my
Okay.
expectation will be knowing the tools.
Mostly on the tool. So you're comfortable with the performance testing concepts in
Yeah.
general.
Yep. Because I took the Udemy course of load runner off here. So yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So you already gone through my course earlier. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So got it, got it, got it. Samir, you are my prayer student, so I know totally about you and your expectations. So Shraddha, same here. I know everything about you. Okay. What is this? Okay. Yeah. So sounds good. So I have the complete pulse of the audience. Okay. So everybody seems to have prior knowledge on performance testing. So the most logical thing to do right now is to get into the tool and then start playing around with the tool. Okay. So the way it works, I'll tell you guys the way it works. I want it to be this way. Okay. So there will be a demo session today. Okay, maybe for 30 to 45 minutes. Okay, so let's say 45 minutes. Okay, so as all of you know prior performance testing, so I'll right away jump into the tool and start giving the demonstration on the tool itself. Okay, so this is what I'll be doing today. So I'll give 1 day for you to decide. Okay, 1 day for you to decide whether you want to join or not, and then you can confirm me. Okay, you can confirm me whether you're joining the sessions going forward or not. Okay, so today if you are in India, okay, so this is Monday. Okay, so Tuesday there is no class. Okay, so no class on Tuesday. Okay, so which gives you a time to decide whether you want to join, continue my sessions or not. And then from Wednesday we will have regular sessions. Okay, regular sessions. Okay, the sessions will be in the morning. If you're in India, it will be in the morning 7:30 a.m. okay, to 8:30 a.m. okay. So this will be the timing. Okay, if you are in India. Okay, so I think everybody is in India, but in case if you are in US, okay, if you are in US, so the timings will be 7:30 a.m. IST to EST. Okay, the timing will be around 10 p.m. for you. Okay, so if you are in US, it will be 10 p.m. I know it is a little late, but there are different time zones, so I think it should be okay. Okay, so this is what it will be. And every day 1 hour. So the sessions will be somewhere from 20 hours to 30 hours of training. Okay, 20 hours to 30 hours of training will be provided to you. Okay, so why there is so much variation is there might be some questions, there might be some along the way. So depending upon the pulse of the class, how much they know, how deep I can go, so those are the things that I need to take call. So that's why there is a variation. Ideally I said 20 to 25 hours, but I'm adding plus 5 more hours because we never know, there might be a lot of questions and all that. Okay, so I'll give you a project by the end of the course. Okay, course. The idea is you complete the project and give it to me and submit it to me. Okay, okay. Wonderful, guys. Okay, so the course fee, if you are in US, okay, it's, I would like to say it is 129 US dollars. Okay, if you're in US, and if you are in India, the course fee is 6,900 INR. Okay, so this is the course fee. that it is. If you're in US, probably you can look at that number. If you're in India, probably you can look at that number. Okay, so there is one more option that you have. Probably you can maybe halfway through, I would say 10 classes. Okay, 10 sessions or 10 hours. Okay, so you don't like the classes. Okay, you don't like it. Yeah, thanks Vijay, thanks for connecting. Vijay Kumar, thanks for connecting. Okay, so halfway through, probably I would say 10 hours. Okay, if you don't like it, okay, you can request for the entire money back. Okay, so yeah, if you are completely new to my sessions, you might not believe this, but if you are my old students, you know how I work. Okay, you know how I work, so definitely you will get the money back. Okay, definitely you will get the money back. So and most of what I see over here are my old students. Okay, so definitely you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. So 10 hours into the course, which would probably, would say 8 days to 10 days, you say that, oh, this is not what I've signed up for. Okay, so then definitely request for the money back and you will get your money back, guys. It's 100% guarantee. This is what Isha Training Solutions is about. So we give a word, we stand by it. Okay, and as I've told you, if you are my old student, you will definitely know what I'm talking about. You would believe me. Okay, so this is what it is. And during the sessions, this is an important thing, guys. During the sessions, okay, I have another trainer called Kumar Vallabh. Okay, he will be assisting me. Okay, so he will be assisting me. So let me put word as to, okay, what is this assisting? Okay, then you might get the doubt, sir Kumar, I thought you are the trainer. Then okay, who is this Kumar Vallabh, and then how he will assist me? Okay, so the thing is, you know, the complete explanation part, okay, will be done by me. Okay, like if let's say there is a concept called correlation, I'll be explaining the whole concept to you. Okay, but doing certain stuff, okay, he will be doing, okay, on the tool as I'm explaining. Okay, so this is what it is. So he will be assisting. So Kumar, why this arrangement of assisting? So why this arrangement is, Isha Training Solutions is growing. Okay, so I need lots of trainers, okay, for different technologies. I cannot take every single session. Probably you would have attended my load runner session maybe two to 3 months back, but as I've told you, there's no more batches because I'm so swamped with a lot of work, I'm not able to take the classes. So I want somebody going forward to take up the trainer job. So he will be assisting me, so that in the future he might be taking over the classes. In the future, as in maybe 2 to 3 batches from now. It's not, we are not talking about the current batch, we are not talking about the next batch, but we are talking about probably 2 batches from now. So for that, I need to develop some trainers. So this is probably the best arrangement I wanted to do. So again, the whole explanation part, I'll be doing it, but there are certain places wherein he will be only playing around with the tool as I'm explaining it. Okay, so this is what I call it as assisting. Okay, so most of the students are saying, sir, we believe you, we came here only because you wanted to, I mean, you are there and we like your explanation. Yes, I totally believe that, and I will be the guy who will be explaining the stuff. But there are certain things wherein he will be doing the stuff online, and then I'll take the back seat and I'll be doing the explaining part. Okay, as I've told you, this arrangement is done only so that I can create trainers, I can develop the trainers. Okay, that's the part. And as I've told you, halfway through the course, you don't like something, you request the money back immediately, in a day or probably in an hour, depending upon which country you are, you'll get the money back. Okay, so these are certain things which I want you to keep in mind before I get started. And by the way, I'll be the trainer for you. Okay, I'll be the trainer for you for this batch, for the entire batch. Okay, for this batch. So how many days a week? So what I'm planning is 5 days a week. Okay, 1 hour a day, 1 to 1.5 hours a day. I want you to be flexible. Okay, a little bit flexible. 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes, or 1 hour 30 minutes. Let's do like that. So I would say 1.5 hours a day. Okay, but it might end in 1 hour sometimes. Okay, so 5 days a week is what we plan for, but there will be some gaps. Okay, there will be some gaps. As I've told you, there are other what I would say, there are other commitments for me, so I have to take care of that commitments as well. So there will be some gaps. The gap will be only, it will not be a huge gap, it will be a 1 day gap sometimes. Okay, it will be a 1 day gap. So maybe there's some work that comes up, so I'll say tomorrow there is no session, so there will not be any session tomorrow. So that kind of flexibility I want from my students for this batch. Usually you have attended my load runner sessions. Almost every day we used to take that class. Very, very rarely we used to give a gap. But here, expect more gaps. Okay, even though we plan 5 days a week, maybe we might end up 3 to 4 days a week of sessions. Okay, so there will be some 1 day gaps here and there, which I want you to be flexible with. Okay, so talking about myself, I am Kumar Gupta. I have close to 15 years, I would say 14 plus years of industry experience, IT experience. Okay, I have done manual or functional testing as to what you say. Okay, and I have done automation testing. Okay, automation testing. Okay, mainly using QTP. Back then it is called QTP. Now people are saying UFT. Okay, then I moved into performance testing area. This is what most of the people would do. I'm not no different. Okay, then I moved to performance testing area. My forte is load runner. Okay, performance center and Jmeter. Okay, so this is what my forte. I've worked on these tools prior. Okay, so this is what about myself. Okay, and if you're talking about how long you have been doing training, sir, I've been doing training from last 4 years. Okay, mainly I started my career as a trainer in Infosys. Okay, so in Infosys we used to have a department called ETA, Education Training and Assessment. There, that's where I started my career as a trainer. Okay, I have given a lot of classroom and online trainings. Sometimes there is a classroom training, classroom strength of even 200 students. Okay, that's what usually like Infosys is about. So we have done that, and then I've started my own institute, and I've been giving online trainings from the last 2 to 3 years. This is about myself. Okay, now let's get started, guys. Now let's get started. Okay, now probably if you ask 5 years back, okay, load runner is the leading performance testing tool. Okay, and I said leading, the market share is close to 70% to 80%. Okay, 70% to 80%. Hang on, guys, there seems to be some messages. Okay, hang on. So let me see. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys, sorry about that. Okay, so look, this is probably 5 years back. Okay, so if you know, people typically, if you say, have you learned performance testing, in other words, you know, have you learned load runner? It's one kind, I mean, it's almost that kind of thing. Performance testing is load runner is performance testing. That's how popular it was back then. But slowly the whole world is moving towards, okay, open source. Okay, open source. Okay,
Sorry for the interrupt.
yeah, please. Yeah, Ram.
You're presenting something.
Sorry.
You're presenting something. Your screen is shared. Is it screen? Is it your screen shared? You're not. I'm not able to see the screen.
Oh, I didn't share the screen. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Okay, nobody. Oh, guy. So sorry. Can you
Only
see my
voice only.
screen?
I'm just.
Oh, I'm
Now,
so sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that.
I got
Nobody
shocked.
mentioned
I got
that.
shocked. Only me. Everyone is appearing only short of it.
Okay. Guys, I'm so sorry about that. I thought you were actually seeing my screen, and I took a lot of efforts to type without even sharing the screen. Okay. So
That's what I
sorry
got
about
shocked. Typing, no problem.
that. Oh my God. So there is a gap of 1 to 2 months for training. Now, I forget the basics. So sorry about that.
No problem.
Okay. Okay. So sorry about that, guys. Maybe you're not looking at the things, Uh, uh, so sorry, guys. I don't know, like, quickly I'll go through all of them, guys, all of the things. Okay, so as told you, the demo will be for 45 minutes on the tool itself, and that is today. There is no class tomorrow, which gives you time to decide, whether you want to continue or not. Then the regular session starts from Monday, 7:30 to 8:30 IST. If you're in US, okay, which will be 10 p.m. if you're in US, living in US. Okay, the whole course is for 20 to 30 hours of it. There will be a project given by the end of the course. The idea is to complete the course, submit it to me. Okay, the course fee is $125, $129, or in India it's 6,900. Halfway through the course, which is 10 hours, if you don't like it, you can request for the money back. Okay, this is 100%, believe me. And there is another trainer called Kumar Vallabh who will be assisting me. When I said assisting, I'll be doing the explanation part, and sometimes he will be playing around with it too. Why we came out with this arrangement? I want to develop some in-house trainers for myself, because I am not the one. I'll be doing the training all my life. Okay, so I'll be the trainer for you for this batch, and this is 5 days a week, 1.5 hours a day. Okay, and you have to be flexible. Sometimes it's 1 hour, sometimes it's 1.5 hours. There will be some gaps. When I said gaps, it will be a 1 day gap. So overall, you can expect 4 days or 3 days in a week in general. Okay, I have 14 years of experience. Started my career as manual testing, then moved into automation, mainly using QTP and RFT, and then did performance testing, mainly load runner, performance center, Jmeter. Most of my career is in Infosys. I started my career in US. I've done my masters. So as a trainer, I have 4 years of training experience. All of it is in performance testing. I don't do manual testing, automation testing training. So I've started my career in Infosys in the ETA training department. Okay, so coming to the now the truth. Okay, we have spent enough time with all the introduction and all that. Okay, sorry for not sharing the screen, guys. So going forward, we'll do that. Okay, and also there are two things I want you to help me out, guys, going forward. One is we should record the training every day. We should record it. Why it is important to record is I'll provide. Okay, I'll provide the recorded videos to you every day. Okay, while the session is going on, we will record those videos, and probably by the end of the day, I'll share the recorded videos to you so that you can keep it with you, and it's a lifetime access. Okay, and it's a lifetime access. So it's important as a student that you actually remind me of recording the session, and also remind me to share the screen if I'm not sharing the screen. Okay, let's not get into that situation. So these are the only two things I would want from you. Okay, so coming back to the subject, yes, Load Runner is a very popular leading performance testing tool. Probably it was having 70 to 80% of the market share, which means that there are 10 performance testing projects out there. Most of them are, or probably 7 to 8 of them were using Load Runner. Okay, because of the protocol support and so many other things, ease of use and all that. Okay, ever. So this is probably 5 years back. Probably 5 years back. But now if you say, okay, now the whole world is moving towards open source tool. Okay, if you are talking about the automation world, okay, automation world, almost, the whole companies have moved from UFT or QTP is what they call to Selenium. Okay, so Selenium is an open source tool which is totally free. Nobody has to purchase it. Nobody has to invest any money in that. So obviously, whole world wants to use that. Okay, so same as happened the same trend has happened in the performance testing world as well. Okay, in the performance testing world as well. So what happened? Okay, load runner, which was the most so popular tool, now load runner or performance center, now it has moved into, okay, Jmeter. Move to Jmeter. So this tool, I don't know, but I started my career back in 2002. Okay, back then, okay, there was a tool called Jmeter. I know because few of my friends worked on it. So I don't know when it has started. Maybe we can do a quick Wikipedia search on that, okay, to see when it has started. Okay, but I heard about it back in 2002. Okay, so definitely it is prior to that. Okay, so the first tool, as you can see here, is in 1998. Okay, the first official release. So probably they might not ask you as an interview question, but it's good if you're aware of it. Okay, so 1998, then they developed a little bit, and then gave a version of 1.0.2 in 1999. Okay, so and there were no more work after that, probably again from 2007. This was the time then they started working on the tool, and developing. Okay, and you see almost every year, okay, they are coming out with new releases, okay. So if you're wondering why there was a gap, okay, I don't know if this is dot means that there are other versions, or probably there is no versions. I'm not able to figure it out. I'm assuming that there are no versions, okay. But there is one fact I know for sure, that maybe 2010 or prior, okay, 2010 or prior, this open source tools like Selenium, okay, and Jmeter was not used by a lot of companies. Even these companies haven't developed this tool much. Okay, they were not matured. There was not enough efforts that was done or put on this tool called Selenium or Jmeter 2010 or prior to it. Why? Because these tools like load runner, back then it was held by HP or maybe Mercury. It was still with Mercury, I believe. Then probably in 2008 or 9 was bought out by HP. So these companies called Mercury or HP, they used to shell out a lot of money to these developers of Selenium or Jmeter so that they are not developed. Okay, they made sure that these tools were not matured enough so that you can implement the projects. So not many people were using it. So after 2010 or something like that, I don't know the exact year, lot of companies were fed up with these tools like QTP or load runner because they were expensive, and sometimes they are not giving what you want as a client. There were certain limitations. Even after paying so much money, there were some limitations because of which the entire project was not implemented to the fullest of the capabilities. So different companies like Capital One, National City Bank, different companies, they got together, they started funding these companies, and they said, you guys make these tools, mature them so that we can use them. So they're giving a lot of funding to these companies. Then these tools, lot of efforts were put on these tools. They were maturing, and now it got to a point wherein actually you can use it for the project implementation. Now, no wonder all the companies are using it. Okay. Now, probably I would say 2 to 3 years back, this is my personal experience because I do implement projects. Only small scale companies used to use Jmeter for performance testing who cannot invest on load runner. Okay, so basically they have created the market for Jmeter. Okay, there's a new market which was created for Jmeter because small companies cannot afford load runner, so then they used to skip performance testing, or they used to get it done in other ways. But now there was an alternative in Jmeter, so all the small scale companies were starting using the Jmeter. Then the Jmeter was mature. Now even the big companies are using Jmeter because now it became a trustworthy tool. Okay, even big companies are trusting this Jmeter. Now it is doing. So I would say now 60%, okay, as I read it somewhere in one of the one of the newsletter, almost 50 to 60% now companies are using Jmeter. Okay, it was probably 20%, 15 to 20% 5 years back. See, in probably 2 to 3 years now, the share has increased by almost 3 times, 20% to 60%. And if the trend continues, maybe in the next 4 to 5 years, it's all Jmeter. Load runner is a history. Maybe some people will be still using load runner, but it will be history unless now Micro Focus comes out with some magic. Maybe they decrease the prices humongously, or they come out with some new features. Never know what the market will be, how the market will be. But if this trend continues, it will be all Jmeter. So all the load runner experts, now is the time to focus on Jmeter and start learning Jmeter. Okay, that's the history, guys. Obviously, the company is Apache, which came out with this tool called Jmeter. Okay, so you see Jmeter. So you can use it for web services, you can use it for HTTP. Mostly it will be used for these two, but you can use for JDBC connections as well, FTP, LDAP, and then JMS and TCP protocols as well. But what I have seen, basically the Jmeter used for mainly HTTP, HTTPS, and web services. This is what we can use it for. Okay, let's get started. The first things first, how to install this tool called Apache Jmeter. As I've told you, this Jmeter is an open source tool. Okay, so I would say Apache Jmeter. Okay, from the company Apache. Apache makes other things as well, like Apache HTTP server. Okay, Apache Tomcat. Okay, so if you're wondering, Apache makes only Jmeter, no. Okay, Apache company Jmeter, and I'm not sure if they make any other tools. Okay, maybe we can search. Okay. Online. Okay, Apache Foundation. Okay, let's see what they make. Okay, probably I think we will have to go into the history to see what all the things that they do. It's not given in wiki, but I think they might have other tools and other things as well, but these are the popular ones. Okay, if Apache not only makes Jmeter, but they made other things as well. Okay, so Apache Jmeter. Okay, so the first things what we will learn is how to download and install Apache Jmeter. Okay, so as I've told you, this is an open source tool. Okay, which means that anybody can download, use it without worrying about any licensing or anything like that. Which means that you as a student can download, play around with it, or you as a company can download and start implementing your projects without worrying about any license. But if you're going with load runner, okay, you as a student can download and start learning it, but you as a company cannot download and implement the project. You have to purchase it. Okay, but that's not the same with the Apache Jmeter. You as a company can download and start implementing it, implementing your projects, because it's an open source tool. Okay, it's an open source tool. Okay, let's first look at the download and install part. But some people would ask me, what is the difference between community versions and open source tools? Okay, open source tools. Can somebody tell me? I mean, there are a lot of people who have been in the industry for so long. I know there are some students, probably they are there for even 10 to 15 years in the industry, or they're in the class. Can I know, what is the difference quickly? Anybody? They can speak, they can type. Okay. Okay. So guys, are you able to see the screen and hear me? All of you? Can somebody please respond? You're able to see the screen?
Yeah, sir. We are able to.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, thank you. Sure, wonderful. Okay, so community version is typically given by the tools, where you can, the tool is actually needs to be purchased. Okay, if you want to implement the projects, but you want to play around, you wanted to learn and all that, they give a community version of the tool. Okay, so that you can download, you can play around and all that. But if you want to implement the project, you cannot, you have to go with the full version. Okay, you will have to go to the full version, which means that you need to purchase the tool. You would have to purchase the tool. Okay, so but these companies like LoadRunner, I mean Micro Focus, now owned by LoadRunner is owned by Micro Focus. They give a community version of the tool so that you can download, you can play around, you can do whatever you want, so that you can learn. But if you want to implement a project, you have to go with the full version, which means that you have to purchase the tool. Okay, but open source is not like that. You know, you can play around, you can implement the projects as well. So first things first, let's download the Apache Jmeter and then we'll go ahead and install. Okay. Okay, download Jmeter. So you can go with the first link. Okay, go to the first link. Okay, here I want you to look at these two things, binaries and source. I want you to download these binaries. Okay, so it's better you download the zip file. Okay, you download the zip file. So it's hardly few MB, so it gets downloaded pretty quickly. So you just click on that. So it gets downloaded. It's hardly 56 MB. Okay, so it downloads pretty quickly. So let me go to the my downloads. Okay, so let it get downloaded. Okay, let's give it a couple of more minutes, guys, so that it totally gets downloaded. Okay, as it is downloading, there are some prerequisites. We'll quickly look at the prerequisites. Okay, the only prerequisite for Apache Jmeter is you have to have a Java 8 installed on your machine. Okay, so typically you would have Java installed on your machine. So if not, go ahead and install Java. I'll show you how to install Java as well. Okay. So first we have to, this is the only prerequisite we have. So we have to install the Java. The latest version of Java that we have is 12 plus. As long as you have a Java which is 8 plus, 8 is the version, guys. If you're wondering what is 8, it's a version. Okay, you have a Java 8 version, or plus means the later versions. You have Java 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever it is. You have 8 or greater than 8 version of Java. It should be good enough. Okay, it should be good enough. So this is the only prerequisite for you to have Apache Jmeter installed. Okay, now that I have already downloaded Apache Jmeter, I will show you how to use Jmeter. Later on, I'll go ahead and install Java. Okay, so let me go ahead. Now that I've already downloaded, I'll go ahead and do this. Okay, then you can extract this. Okay, so I would say extract to Apache Jmeter. If you have WinRAR, you can do it, or otherwise you can use the zip. Okay, so if you don't have WinRAR, go ahead and install WinRAR. WinRAR is the tool, guys. Okay. Okay, go ahead and extract. Takes a little bit of time. Okay, so this is the folder that has been extracted. So let me move it from my download folder to probably my D folder. Okay, let me put that on my D folder. Let me move into my D folder. So there you go. So let me add it to my favorites so that going forward it becomes easy. Okay, there you go, guys. Okay, so it's very simple, guys. Once you extract this folder, just go into the folder. You can launch the Apache Jmeter from this bin folder. Okay, so there is all the libraries that is required for the Jmeter. It is there in the lib folder. Okay, all the documents that you want, it is there in the document folder. But you can launch your Jmeter from the bin folder. How? By using this executable jar file. Since there is a jar file here, you have to have Java installed. You see, jar file, jar means Java related files. Okay, so these jar files, you can open it only if you have Java installed. Only if you have Java installed. So since Java is already installed on my machine, I'll just go ahead and double click on that, and now Apache Jmeter actually opens. Okay, Apache Jmeter actually opens. Okay, this is what it looks like, guys. So before going through what's there on the screen, You might be wondering, sir, I don't have Java, so how can I install it? So let me quickly, I'll not go ahead and install it, but at least let me tell you where to go ahead and download and install. Okay, but the next question is, might be some people might be with this kind of impression that, sir, I don't know, okay, I don't know if Java is installed on my machine. How can I check it? I wanted to go ahead and install it, but before installing, I don't even know if it's Java is installed or not. I wanted to check it. Okay, so before going ahead and installing it, I would suggest that you go ahead and check if Java is actually installed on your machine or not. Okay, again I repeat, guys, why you want Java to be installed? Because this Jmeter, Apache Jmeter that you see over here, from where you can invoke this particular Jmeter, it is an executable jar file, and this jar file can be opened only if Java is installed. So first thing what I want you to check is if Java is installed or not. Very simple, guys. Go to command prompt. Okay, go to command prompt by saying cmd. Go ahead and click on run. Type command, so you will be there on the command prompt. All you have to say is Java hyphen version. Okay, if Java is installed, typically it will show you, okay, the version of Java. As you can see here, Java version is 1.80211. Okay, if Java is not installed, it will probably give you some message like, you know, Java is not installed or not able to understand the command or something like that. It will show you an error message. But if Java is installed, it will definitely give you the version of the Java that is installed. If it is showing the version of the Java that is installed, check if it is 8 plus. Over here it is 8 plus. Wonderful. Okay, as you can see here, there are two things when we talk about Java. One is runtime environment, one is JDK. As long as runtime environment is installed, which is good, because already the code is created for you. You just need to use that code. So for that, all you need to have is a JRE, Java Runtime Environment. Okay, so you see now the JRE is already installed on my machine. So I'll go ahead, and this is how you can check if Java is already installed. Okay, if it is not installed, okay, just go ahead and download Java from the Java website. Okay, download Java, okay, JRE. Okay, so what we want is a JRE to be installed. Okay, so you see Java runtime environment 8. We wanted a 8 plus, okay, environment. So JRE. Okay, so as you can see here, you can download it. I want you to download this executable file here, guys. Okay, not this star.zz. I want you to go ahead and download this executable file. Okay, you see, if it's yours is a Windows machine and it is 64-bit, you would have. I want you to download this executable file, not this one. Okay, so how would I know what kind of bit I have, Kumar? Okay, is it 64-bit or 32-bit? How would I know? It is very simple, guys. Go to my computer, right click, go to properties, then it will show you what is the bit that you have. You see, it is a 64-bit computer that I have. Okay, and this is a Windows 7 Professional Service Pack 1. Okay, so this is how you know which bit your system is. Mine is Windows 7 64-bit, so I would go ahead and download this and execute. It's hardly 76 MB. Download, install it, restart the machine, okay, and make sure you go to control panel, programs, okay, and then check if Java is installed or not. Somewhere over here it will show you if the Java is installed, or it will show you over here. Okay, so otherwise, as I've told you, once you have installed it, go back to the command prompt and just say Java -version, and if it is showing the version, then Java is installed. Then come back to this bin folder, come back to this bin folder and double click on it. Now Apache Jmeter will be installed. Apache Jmeter will be open. Okay, Jmeter will be open. Again, I'll double click on it so that you will be able to open the Jmeter. Okay. So it is a very simple tool, guys. It is evolving and it will continue to evolve. Okay. As we proceed further in the class, there are some plugins that we will add. Okay, we'll play around with that as well so that we can enhance the features of this current Apache Jmeter. But first, let's play around with this main tool itself. There is so much to learn, and later on we will slowly add one by one. Okay, now the first things. So I assume all of you in the class have already have some experience of one of the performance testing tool. Okay, so which means that we know or we understand. Okay, we know or we understand that we need to record. Okay, let's say, okay, let me tell you a simple thing. Okay, there is an application. Okay, some application is there. There is an application. Okay, let's say it's a banking application. Okay, it's a banking application. Okay, and you want to create a script for withdrawal. Okay, or balance transfer. Okay, so you want to create a script for balance transfer. Okay, and we decided that we will create a script for balance transfer using my Jmeter tool. Okay, so for this you will open this, obviously you will open this tool called Jmeter, and you will not start writing the code. Okay, typically there are some people who do that as well, but not required. Okay, you will not start writing the code for creating this balance transfer script. Okay, you will not start writing the code over here manually. There is an easier way to create the scripts. There is an easier way to create the scripts. Okay, the scripts. Okay, that is to record the scripts. That is to record the scripts. Okay, so what you do, we'll have to record the scripts. Okay, so now what is this recording? What is this recording? Okay, so I will go through the steps very clearly, guys. You will understand once I have done one recording. You will understand what it is. But why we are recording? Because we need not have to write the script for this balance transfer or write the code for this balance transfer. We will record it, and the Jmeter tool will create the script for me. Okay, Jmeter tool. Okay, Jmeter tool will create the script for me, but for creating the script, we have to do this action called record. We have to do the action called record. Okay, I'll quickly, okay, talk about this recording part now. We'll quickly talk about this recording part now. Okay, but before getting there, before getting to the recording part, you might be wondering, what is my sample application? Okay, you need to have some sort of application to do the performance testing. You need some sort of application to do the performance testing. So I'll call this as a sample application. So what is this sample application using which we are using for the class? It's called JPEG store application. Okay, JPEG store application. So using this JPEG store application, we'll be creating the script. Or today, for doing the performance testing or for learning the performance testing using Apache Jmeter, we'll be using the JPEG store application, guys. We'll be using the JPEG store application. Okay, everybody has the access. Yes. Okay, everybody has the access. You as a student have the access. Everybody has the access to this JPEG store application. Okay, I'll show you what it is. Okay, I'll show you what it is. Okay, I'll be sharing this link with you guys so that you have the access as well. Okay, okay, so this is the initial URL. I'm sharing here on the chat window. I'm sharing here on the chat window so that everybody has the access. And please provide your email addresses on the chat window or the WhatsApp group so that I'll be sharing this link to you on your email addresses as well. Okay, whoever is serious about joining the class, I want your email addresses so that I'll be sharing the recorded videos and I'll be sharing some certain links like this as well. But for now, I have put it on the chat window. You can take it from the chat window, guys. If you are not able to see where it is, it will be highlighting for you now. Somewhere it will be blinking. You click on that and you will be able to look at the chat window. Otherwise, I will be emailing it to you. Give me your email addresses on the WhatsApp group. You can say enter the store. What you can do with this particular JPEG store is, Samir, I have your email address. Thank you. So what you have over here, okay, the sample application is very simple sample application, guys. I'll quickly go through the sample application. It will not take much time, 5 to 10 minutes. Then I'll go back to this recording part. I'll go back to this recording part. Okay, I'll go back to this recording part. Okay, so I'm deviating a little bit, guys. Okay, sorry for that. But once I'll show you or give you a demo as to what this application is, then probably we'll go ahead and record it. That's when it makes sense. Okay, so what is this JPEG store application? Okay, as I've told you, it is a free application or a sample application wherein anybody can use it in this world. Okay, it can be accessed using this URL. Okay, you can purchase one of these pets from here. You can purchase a fish or a dog or a cat or a reptile or a bird. Okay, so let's say we decided to buy fish, or maybe I'll say we decided to buy dogs. Okay, then it will show you all the types of dogs that you have. Probably let's say you like golden retriever, click on that. Golden retriever has a product ID. Every single thing has a product ID. So golden retriever has a product ID as well. Click on that. Then it will show you what kind of golden retrievers you have. Looks like there is only one type of golden retriever. You can say add to cart. Then you can tell how many you wanted. Probably you say 5 golden retrievers is what you want. Then you can say proceed to checkout. Okay, then it will ask you to log in. The username is a standard username. Okay, so which is J2EE. Okay, that's the username, and the password is also same thing. Okay, anybody can access this application using this user credentials. Okay, using this user credentials. Okay, anybody can access the application. So J2EE. If you don't like this, you can go ahead and register your own ones. Okay, give your own choice of username, own choice of password, repeat the password and give. This is all not mandatory, but you can give some things. Okay, and then you can say save an account, so you'll be able to create an account for yourself. But I'm going to use the existing ones, which is J2EE login. Okay, go ahead and book the dogs, golden retriever, add to cart. Now it will tell you how many you want. Let's say 5 golden retrievers is what I want. Proceed to checkout. You need not have to give the actual credit card numbers. You can leave the default ones which is there over here, or you can give any dummy numbers like ABC, XYZ or something like that, and continue and then confirm. Okay, so you see, thank you, your order has been submitted. Okay, and it will give you the total amount as well, and you can return to the main menu. Okay, and probably you can sign out. So this is a simple application, but you can learn a lot. Okay, so I can give you other applications as well so that you can play around with. Okay, so this is what it is, guys, a very simple application. Okay, going forward in the classes, we will deploy our own applications on our own desktops, and we will use that one. Okay, not this one, but I'll show you how to deploy our own applications, how to install the Tomcat server, deploy our own applications, play around with that. I'll show you. Okay, and I'll also tell you why we are deploying our own application, not use the ones which is already there. I'll also tell you about that. Okay, but for now, understand that in the classes, we will be deploying our own applications on the desktops, and we will be using our own applications. Okay, but for now, we will use this one here. Okay, wonderful, guys. So let's come back to this Apache Jmeter tool. Okay, there is only a handful of tools here. I'm not going to go through all these particular options. As we use the tool, you will understand slowly one by one. What are these different options that we have? Okay, so and what are the ones which are popularly used as well? You will be able to understand. Okay, the first one is how do we record the script? How do we record the script? That's where we are, right? Record the script. Okay, recording can be done in 3 ways in Apache Jmeter. Okay, in Apache Jmeter, recording can be done 3 ways. Okay, so okay, so the current version, also remember guys, what is the current version? It is 5.1.1. Let's confirm that. Okay, so what is the current version? It is 5.1.1. It's an interview question, guys. Make sure in the interview, if they ask you what is the version, give 5.1.1. It is better. Okay, and also please be aware of the versions history. Okay, because in the interview sometimes they might ask you about what is the version that you have used. Okay, let's say you worked in 2018. Okay, if you worked in 2018, you cannot say you have used the version 5.1.1 because 5.1 has been released in 2019 Feb. So obviously you couldn't have used in 2018. So be careful about it. So if you say you have worked on Apache Jmeter in 2018, say you have used a version of 4 or maybe 3 or 3.1, 3.2, 3.2. But you cannot say 5. But let's say you have worked on Apache Jmeter in 2017, you would have to say you have used a version 3.2 or earlier, not the latest. So be aware of that if you're going to the interviews, because definitely they will ask you about the versions and depending on the year. Okay, that's one of the tricks people usually use to understand whether you have actually used Jmeter as well. Okay, so yeah, coming back to the subject. How can we record? Recording can be done in 3 ways. One is using a tool called Bad Boy. Using a tool called Bad Boy, some people use it. Okay, using the tool called Jmeter itself. Jmeter itself, we can record it. Okay, so we can use the Jmeter tool itself to record the script. Okay, or you can use the separate third-party tool. It's a separate tool altogether. Okay, you would have to download and install. And finally, there is another plugin, I would say. It's not a tool. Okay, so this is a Chrome plugin. Okay, okay, so using this Chrome plugin called Jmeter, you will be able to record it. Okay, in the class I'll show you these 2 ways, Bad Boy and Jmeter. I would want you to play around, and it's not difficult, guys. Okay, you can play around, but if you cannot, I'll show you in the class in the Jmeter as well. Okay, so you can use the Chrome Jmeter to record your scripts, or you can use the Bad Boy tool, or you can use the Jmeter itself. As far as I am concerned, I use this Jmeter itself, but sometimes there will be an issues. This is when I'll go with the Bad Boy. This is what I am comfortable with. But some of my prior students, once they got into the job, they are comfortable using the Jmeter. They have told me there are some advantages with this. Okay, so they are using this. So again, it's your comfort level. But if you ask me, most of the students use the Jmeter, or most of the employees use the Jmeter itself. This is what I have noticed. Okay, but using the Jmeter is also becoming a little popular. Okay, or you can use the Bad Boy tool as well. So first, let's use the Bad Boy tool. Okay, to record it. Okay, then I'll use the Jmeter one, or we'll use the vice versa. Okay, first we'll go with the Jmeter because that's easy. Okay, then we will go with the Bad Boy. Okay, then we'll go with the Bad Boy. Today I will show you the recording using the Jmeter and using the Bad Boy tool. Okay, if the time permits. Okay, and tomorrow we'll continue with where we left off. Tomorrow, as in tomorrow or day after tomorrow, as I told you, either Bad Boy or Jmeter. Okay, and then we'll show you both of them. But what I expect today is you play around with the Jmeter. Okay, now let's go ahead and use the Jmeter itself to record. Okay, so why we are doing the recording? Because I don't want to create the code from the scratch. I want the tool to help me create the code. So what I'll do, I'll record it so that the tool will create the code for me. Okay, the tool will create the code for me. Okay, watch carefully what I'm doing. By default, you have something called the test plan. By default, you have something called the test plan. Here you can add multiple things. You can add threads, you can have config elements, you can have listeners, you can have non-test elements, test fragments, and all that. We'll go through each one of them very carefully, slowly, little later. But what is required for me now is to record it. How can I record? I can record using this HTTP or HTTPS test script recorder. Using this HTTP or HTTPS test script recorder, I'll be able to record it. I'll be able to record it. So I'll be able to add this non-test element called HTTPS script test script recorder. It has nothing to do with the performance testing. That's why they're saying non-test script element. Okay. By the way, these are typically they are called as element. You see config elements. Okay. So threads. Okay. So this is they're calling it as non-test elements. So using this HTTPS script recorder, you will be able to record. As the name suggests, it will record the script. So let me go ahead and add it. Okay, HTTPS script recorder. Click on that, and you will be able. You are there in this non-test element. You see HTTPS script recorder. If you want to change the name, you can change it. But I don't see a reason why you have to change the name. Okay, but in case if you wanted to change the name, you can certainly change the name. Okay, but let me go ahead and use the same name, which is HTTPS recorder. Okay, okay, HTTPS. Okay, the script recorder. Wonderful. Okay, test recorder. Okay, but if you want to change the name, you can. How can you start recording? By clicking on this start button. By clicking on this start button. Before I click on this start button, there are some more settings that we have to do. There is some more settings that we have to do. Okay, watch carefully. This is a very, very, very important step. Okay, before starting, what I want you to do is define your proxy server. Define your proxy server. Okay, so why this proxy server and all that? Maybe I'll give you an attempt to explain that based on my understanding, why we need to set up this proxy server and all that. Okay, I'll make an attempt. In the class, if some of you don't agree with me, please tell me. But this is totally my understanding of why proxy server is important. Okay, first, before you start recording, there is something called proxy setting, okay, or proxy server setting, which we have to define, okay, because we want to capture it. Why we wanted to do that? Let me explain this, okay, in my own of what I understand, my own understanding. Okay, now, okay, let's say this is my application. Okay, here it is JPet Store application. Okay, JPet Store application. I could have went with the bad boy. This is why I thought, you know, let's go with the bad boy. But fine, let's we have started this. We'll go ahead. Okay, so it's a JPet Store application. Okay, now what you will do is it will be communicating with the server. Let's say our server is over here. JPet Store server is over here. Okay, JPet Store servers, maybe app server, web server, database server, whatever it is over here. Okay, now it will be communicating, my application, okay, will be communicating with this my JPet Store application will be communicating with the server. Now what is that I'm trying to do over here is okay, hang on. Okay, I will define a proxy server, okay, over here. It's not any hardware. Okay, so I'll define a proxy server or create a proxy server here. Okay, server, which is a fictitious sort of thing. Okay, so there is no hardware involved. I'll create over here. Now my JPet Store application, whenever it has to communicate to the server, the request will be passing through this server. Okay, the request first initially will go to this server, and from this server it will go to the from this proxy server it will actually go to the JPet Store servers, web server, app server, database server, and then you get the response back which the proxy server will take, and then finally your browser will get that response. Okay, so your proxy server is more like an intermediate thing. Okay, so that it's more like an intermediate thing between your client, this is what we call it as a client, or your browser. Okay, your browser. Okay, so this is, you're setting something inside, something in between the client and server. You're setting up a server such way that the request from the client will have to pass through the server before it goes to pass through this proxy server before it goes to the actual server, and the response from the server will have to pass through this proxy server before it reaches your client or the browser. Okay, imagine you are a boss, there's somebody working for you. Okay, so you as a boss wants to monitor what is happening between your worker and with your client. Okay, so let's say you're working for the IT companies, you're a manager, and this is you, and this is your client, or your end person, and this is you as a manager, or this is a manager. Between the communication, your manager will be monitoring as to what you are doing with your client, or with your end client. And he will be sitting in between, and he will be monitoring what is happening between you and your client, so that he will be carefully monitoring, and if something you are saying something which is not right, he will be taking care of it. Similarly, over here, the communication between the client and the server, you're setting up a proxy in between, so that everything has to pass through the proxy. Okay, the whole communication between the client and the server has to be done through the proxy. Why we have set up this proxy is, it will allow your Jmeter tool, okay, it will allow your Jmeter tool to look into this and capture whatever is there over here. Okay, so we'll be carefully watching this proxy server, and whatever the communication which is happening on the proxy server, it will promptly capture all of it. Okay, why we are making this arrangement? So that my Jmeter tool can now look at somewhere, so that it can capture the communication between the client and the server. Okay, so let's call this as a client. Okay, hang on guys. So if I say Jmeter application, maybe you might be little getting confused. So probably I will call this as a client. Somebody who doesn't know what is a client, it's your browser from which you're browsing this JPEG store application, and this is your end server. The request eventually go to the servers. Typically you have an app server, database server, and a web server. So typically the communication will happen between your client and the server. You are making an intermediary proxy server and making sure the communication actually pass through this server. And what is the whole point of doing this? So that the Jmeter tool can watch this and capture everything which is going on between your client and server, capture all of it into the Jmeter tool. And that is what we calling it as recording. Okay, is it clear guys? Is this picture clear to you? I want to hear from all of you who are there in the class. Why we are defining the proxy server is extremely important for you to understand. Defining itself will take only a few seconds guys. Okay, defining itself will take few seconds, but this will be there in the mind that why we are doing it. Okay, so is everybody clear guys? Whoever is attending in the class, I want to hear from all of you why we are defining this proxy server. Okay, Anjan, Genia, Kumar, Redmi 6 is I think Vinay and Samir. Vinay, I'm not able to hear you. I see you are unmuted. Maybe you can use the chat window.
Yeah, I'm clear.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Any questions over here? Any questions here? Okay, I assume there are no questions. I see Anjan and Vinay unmuted themselves but not speaking, or at least I'm not able to hear. But I assume there are no questions. Okay, I can hear from Genia saying yes. Okay, Samir, are you able to understand? Samir, are you able to understand? Okay, Anjan, I believe yes. Okay, Samir, thank you for confirming. Kumar, I think it's Kumar Vijapu. He wants me to repeat it. Okay, so Redmi 6, which is I think Vinay. Okay, he said yes. Anjan, what about you? Are we okay with this? Whatever has been taught, the proxy part. Why we are defining the proxy? Because we want to capture whatever is there. Without defining this proxy server, Jmeter will not be able to see where to look for, okay, to capture the communication between client and server. Okay. Okay, Anjan, I'm still not able to hear you. Okay, maybe you can use the chat window.
No doubt.
No doubts. Thank you. Thank you. So Kumar, this is for you. You wanted me to repeat it. Please watch carefully. Anjan, please mute yourself. This seems to be background noise. But when you want to speak, you can unmute and speak. Okay? Thank you, Anjan. There seems to be a lot of background noise. That's why I've asked you to mute it. But when you wanted to speak, you can unmute and speak. Okay? This is for Kumar because he didn't understood. Jmeter, using this Jmeter tool, we wanted to capture the traffic between client and server. That's what we call it as recording. There is no way for Jmeter to look into to capture that communication between client and server. Okay, Kumar, this is for you. There is communication which is happening all the time between client and server. That communication is what I want to capture using the Jmeter tool, which I am calling it as recording. Okay, now you wanted to capture, there is no way for the Jmeter to look to, okay, look so that it can capture. For that, what we are doing, we are purposefully creating a proxy server in between this client and server. Once we create this proxy server, we will have the Jmeter to look into the proxy server so that it can capture that information. It can capture that information. So Kumar, are we okay with this? How to do it? I will quickly show you that. It is very simple thing. But what is this proxy? Why we are creating in between? I hope you have understood this, Kumar. Okay? I'll take that as a yes. Okay? How to do that? Very simple, guys. Very simple. Watch it carefully here. Go to settings. I am in Google Chrome. From the Chrome, you go to settings. Okay? And then search for something called proxy. Then automatically it will show you open proxy settings. Now you will realize that it is your IE internet properties. From IE Internet Explorer as well, you will be able to open this window. Okay, you will be able to open this window. Okay, how to open this from the IE as well, I will show you. Let me open this IE. Okay, Internet Explorer. Okay, so here, maybe I think from the tools, internet options, we are over here at the same place. Okay, so same thing. Okay, now proxy, open settings, internet properties, and then go to connections. Here, if you open from the Google Chrome, it will directly go to connections. If you open from the Internet Explorer, maybe it might go to general. Okay, so let me see where it will go to if I open from the IE. Just give me one second, guys. Go to Internet Explorer, go to tools, go to settings, internet options. It will go to general. Then you have to go to connections and go to LAN settings. Same thing. Okay, but if you're going from Chrome, you will go here directly. If you're going from Internet Explorer, you will have to click on the tab. Okay, you have to click on the connections tab. Go to LAN settings, go to LAN settings. Here you see automatic configuration. This is typically will be checked. Now what we want to do is to create a proxy server. So here, click on this one, check it, and you see use a proxy server for your LAN. LAN means local area network. So for your local area network, I wanted to use a proxy. Okay. You see, if you have any VPN connections in the companies or dial-up, these settings will not apply. If you have a normal internet connection like me, it will apply. So you're creating a proxy server by checking it, and address will be your address. Okay, this machine address, which is localhost, Or how would I get this machine address? Okay, so you can say command prompt and you say ipconfig. You will get the, somehow it is not showing. Okay, ping. Okay, it's not showing. Anyways, so you can get the IP address of this. Typically, if you say ipconfig, I'm not sure why it is not showing, but typically you say ipconfig, it should show the IP address. Okay, IP address of this machine. Okay, so you can give that IP address over here, or you can simply say localhost. Localhost means my machine, my desktop. From your laptop, if you say localhost, your laptop is the localhost. From your desktop, if you say localhost, your localhost here is your desktop. Or you can go and then, as I've said, command prompt, you can say ipconfig, you will get your personal IP address and you can give that IP address. Or you can say properties, my machine name is what? SriPC. Okay, you can just give SriPC over here. You can give, say, SriPC. Okay. Okay, anything is same. Typically it is, I don't know if SriPC will work, okay, because it is asking for the address. I think it will work. I never tried it, okay, but this is your machine, okay, you can give that, I believe, or simply say local host, which means that it's a local machine. You can give any port number, but usually 8888 is a standard port that they use for the proxy server. You can use that, okay. I don't want you to change it. And then it says bypass proxy server for the local addresses. If there are any local addresses, it will bypass it. Okay, I'll talk about this later, because when we install our own application, then our own application is there on our own machine, then that's when this particular option comes into picture. But for now, it doesn't matter whether we check it or not. Leave it as it is. Click on OK. Now the proxy server has been created, or the proxy server has been defined. So this proxy server has been defined from the internet applications. Okay, so the first step, there are two steps for recording using the Jmeter. Okay, two steps are there when we want to record using Jmeter. There are two steps. Okay, there are two steps, guys. What is the first step? Define proxy server. Okay, how do we do it, guys? How do we do it? From internet options, right? From the internet options, right? It can be done from the internet properties. Okay, from the connections tab. Okay, internet properties. Okay, and you go to the tab called connections, and from there you will have to click on the LAN settings and go to proxy server. Okay, LAN settings. I'm going to share these notes with you guys, these running notes. I usually call this as a running notes. I'll be sharing this running notes with you. This is the first step, which I've already demonstrated. Now configure my Jmeter tool to capture the traffic from this proxy server. Okay, so what is the traffic? What is the traffic? The request going in and the response coming back, that's what is the traffic. Request going in and the response coming back, that is the traffic. So to capture this traffic, why we are defining this proxy server? So that Jmeter tool will capture this request and response. In other words, Jmeter tool, to capture this traffic, we have configured the proxy server. The first step is done. Now the Jmeter has to look into this proxy server to capture this traffic, request and response. For that, we have to do the configuration part, which is very, very simple. All you have to say over here is global settings. We have to give the port 8888. Where is this number port came from? Where is this number port came from? The same options. You go to open proxy settings, LAN settings. Here we have given 8888. You see port number 8888. Since we have given port number 8888, so we have to give the same number 8888 here. And HTTPS domains. Okay, here we have given the localhost. Copy, put it over here. Now my Jmeter tool will be looking into this proxy server so that it can capture this traffic, request and response. Why? Because we have configured it. You see, we say look into this localhost, which is a proxy server, via the port 8888. What is the port? Port is usually like your gate for the home. Okay, so in your house, okay, in your house, let's say you have your own house, you can have multiple doors, to enter your home. Okay, so somebody who wants to give precise descriptions to go to your home or your house, how do you say? Go to the house with the house number 12-1-1-150, okay, and go to this house. In that house, go via door number 3. Now the person will search for this home. Once he has reached this home or the house, he will notice that there are multiple doors. So he will go to the door 3 and then will open and he will go. Similarly, here also you are instructing the Jmeter to go to this house called localhost. Okay, here we will give the address. Here also we can give the address, IP address. In case if you define the IP address over here, okay, IP address over here, you have to give the IP address over here. Instead of knowing the IP address and giving the IP address, simply you can say localhost. Okay, so that's what you're saying. So just like what you have given the address, home address, here also you give the address, which is the localhost. Once the request, once it has reached there, you say via port 888 communicate. Via port 8888 you communicate. So here you are saying via door 3 you get into the house. Here also you are saying via 8888 you look what's happening in the proxy server and capture it. That's what is the port. Port is more like your door to the house. Okay. The next question is, can we change this port, Kumar? Can I change it to maybe 8889? Certainly yes. That's what I believe. But we will try that. Okay, we'll play around, we will try, we will see if we change the port, will it record? I haven't tried that, but I know it will work. So maybe in our running notes or the questions, since you haven't asked any questions, I have asked my own question and I put this in the question bank, because sometimes on the same day I will not be able to answer some questions. Okay, that's why I'll maintain this question back. Can we change the port and still capture the traffic? Okay, this is the question. We'll play around, we will answer that question for you. But for now, we will go with the standard port, which is 8888. Okay, this is the important thing. And there are multiple settings over here. We will play around with these settings as well. But first, I am excited about showing you the recording. Okay. Second thing is play around with other settings on HTTPS record. Okay, recorder. Okay, just that I don't forget. Okay, just that I don't forget. So these are the 2 questions we have so far. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, guys, one more thing, you can interrupt any time and ask the questions, guys. Don't expect that I will stop the session and I will say, oh, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Sometimes I do that when I come to the logical ending. Sometimes I might not do. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't stop me and ask me. Please do so. Okay? If I know, I'll give you the answer immediately. If I'm not, I'll do enough research and I'll come back to you. Okay? I don't say that I know everything related to Jmeter or load runner or a matter of fact any tool. Not everybody can know everything, but most of the things I know. That's why I'm over here and you're learning. Okay? But if I don't know something, I'll definitely come back to you. Okay? Now you see, how can I record? I record using the start button. But there are other things which are there. Okay? We'll play around with them. Okay? As we see. Okay? Typically, see, retrieve all the embedded resources. We will typically say that, and redirect automatically. We'll typically check these 2 things as well. Okay? And follow redirects as well. Why? What are this? I mean, redirect automatically. Okay. Why we do this? What is this retrieve all embedded resources? I will tell a little later. First, for that, you need to understand what are resources. Then I'll be able to tell you what are these embedded resources and retrieve all that. But for now, we will check that. Okay, because this is of certain significance. Okay, and request filtering is also there. What to include and what to exclude, we will talk about that as well, and we'll do that. Okay, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, that's why I've written over here, play around with all the other settings in the HTTPS recorder. Okay, we'll do that. But for now, we will go ahead and do the standard one. Okay, and you see target controller. Where, once the recording is done, where you want to store all that recorded stuff. Where you wanted to store all that recorded stuff. Okay, right now I'll say store all the recorded stuff in the test plan in the HTTPS script recorder. You see, HTTPS script recorder. All the recorded stuff will be now stored in test plan HTTPS script recorder. That's where all the stuff that is recorded will be stored. Why? Because I said target controller is test plan HTTPS script recorder. But in the real world, is this what that will be done? No, guys. But for now, just for explaining, we'll go with this one. What is this? Test plan. In the test plan, we have HTTPS script recorded, and whatever we are recording, that will be stored over here. Kumar, I still didn't understood that. No, don't worry. Now I'll start recording. You will clearly understand that. Okay, start recording. Okay, there is some certificate. It says it will create in the bin directory. I don't have any issues creating the certificates. Click on OK, and you see recorded. Okay, so I'll play around with these two options as well. Let's not worry about this two. First, let's look at the simple recording part. Okay, let's concentrate mostly on the recording part. Now the recording Jmeter is ready to record. So whatever you do on the browser, it will record. Whatever you do on the browser, it will record. Let me open the JPEG store. Okay, you see, as soon as I open, the request is sent to the server. Server has sent this response back. As soon as I enter this URL, what has happened, guys? A request is actually sent to the server. Okay, what has happened internally? Okay, as soon as I open, okay, let me see, let me show you. Okay, from the browser, what did I do? What did I do? From the browser or the client, what did I do? I entered, okay, this URL and clicked on enter. Now the request, what has happened? Request has actually went to the proxy server. From there, it went to the JPEG store servers. The server has understood that you wanted to launch it. The server has sent the response back. What is the response? What is the response? Here is the response. Here is the response. Where did you got this response from? From the servers. Where did you get the response from? The server. Server has sent the response. But before reaching the browser, before reaching your browser, okay, this response before reaching the browser, what has happened? It has passed through the proxy. First, it went to the proxy server, and from the proxy server, it went to the browser. But there is a beautiful thing. What is happening here? From the proxy server, this request and the response, the Jmeter tool has captured it. The Jmeter tool has captured it. Kumar, show me the proof. You see, here it has captured it. You see, this one has been captured. You see, there will be multiple things as well. Okay, and this has been captured. And why this header has captured? Because without your knowledge, over here, somewhere over here, you said capture HTTP headers. That is the reason why headers are also captured. And you see, the request has been captured. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, now what I will do, again, I'll send one more request to the server. What is that request? Click on sign in. As soon as I click on sign in, the request goes to the server via proxy server. Again, the same thing. Okay, as soon as you click on the sign in, from the browser, the request will go to the proxy server. From the proxy server, the request will go to the end server. The server understands that you wanted to sign in. Okay, so it will create this sign in page. It will create this sign in page, and then the sign in page will be sent to the proxy server. From the proxy server, the sign in page will be sent to the browser, and this is when you'll be able to see this sign in page. But one beautiful thing which is happening over here is all the communication, both the request and the response, is passing through the proxy server, and whatever is there on the proxy server will be captured by the Jmeter tool. What is the proof again? Let me go to the Jmeter tool. Now you see there are two requests. progress. This is for the launch. This is for the click on the sign in. Okay, the first one is for the launch, second one is for the click on sign in. Okay, similarly, you can enter the username, which is J2EE, enter the password, which is J2EE. It's not capital, guys, it's small. J2EE, sorry, J2EE. Password is also J2EE, and now click on the login. Click on the login. Again, you will notice that that is also got recorded. That also got recorded. Okay, and now I'll go with simple sign out. Okay, later on we will go ahead and do a lot of stuff, but I'll go ahead and click on sign out. Now again, you see the sign out also is captured. Okay, once whatever is done, okay, we have captured it. Click on the stop button. Click on the stop button. Okay, now you see all the recording that you have done. Okay, all the recording that you have done, okay, is captured, okay, in the form of samplers. Okay, typically I call this as a sampler. Okay, it is captured, and all the captured script is there under HTTPS script recorder. HTTPS script recorder. Okay, 1 minute, guys. Okay, now this is okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, good. I'll go ahead and delete this now. Okay, delete this now, because there's one more thing which I wanted to explain today, and then I will leave for the day. Okay, usually in the real-time projects, you don't want to record everything under HTTPS script recorder, since you set test plan inside the test plan HTTP script recorder, and everything you wanted to get recorded under HTTPS script recorder, and that's why whole thing got recorded over here. But in the real world, typically you want everything to be recorded in the recording controller. Everything to be recorded in the recording controller. Wonderful. It will be recorded in the recording controller. But where is this recording controller? In this test plan, there is one element. There is only one element. Okay, there is only one element, which is HTTP script recorder. Which is HTTP script recorder. There is no other element or the controller. I would say controller. It's not an element. There is no other under the test plan. There is no controller called recording controller. There is no controller called recording controller. Okay. Under test plan, there is only one thing called HTTP script recorder. If I say record everything under recording controller, since there is no recording controller, it will not record anything. The first thing, if you want to use this option, the first thing that you have to do is, in this test plan, you have to add this recording controller. You have to add the controller called recording controller, then the recording will happen in the recording controller. Okay, let's go ahead and add it. It's not difficult, it is very, very simple. In the test plan, you right click, okay, and you say add. Where are the controllers, guys? There is no controllers over here. Okay, there are listeners, there are timers, there is post processors, pre-processors, sessions, test fragments, non-test elements, config elements, and threads. There is no controllers. Okay, but they said recording controller, and you want everything that you record in the recording controller, but there is no recording controller in this one over here. Don't worry. First, what we will add is we add something called thread group. Thread group is nothing but users. Later on, I'll tell you what is a thread group, guys. Later on, I'll tell you what is a thread group. But for now, just understand that we need the thread group. Just understand that we need the thread group. So go ahead and click on the thread group. You see, now you have the thread group. On the thread group, you just say add, and here you see there are controllers here. Okay, if you go to the test plan, there are no controllers. There are no controllers. But on the thread group, there is something called logic controllers. In that logic controllers, there is something called recording controller. There is something called recording controller. Okay, wonderful, guys. Now, what happens is, whatever the recording happens, the recording will be stored under this recording control. This is a good practice. This is a good practice. You don't want the recording to be under the HTTP script recording. You want it under the recording control. Why? Slowly, once we create meaningful scripts, you will understand why we want it to be under recording control. But for now, take it as a rule. Take it as a rule. Okay. By the way, we can move around these things. Okay. Let me move this thread group little upper because that's how it will be typically. Okay. In the real-time projects as well. That's why you want it to be. You want the HTTP script recorder to be down and this to be up. Is there a reason why? No, there is no logical reasoning why we want this to be down and why we want this to be up. But it looks good if you have it that way. Okay, I want you to do it this way as well when we create the script. Okay, now you see HTTP script recorder, whatever recording, it will be stored in the recording controller. It will be stored in the recording controller. Okay, let me go ahead and start now. Again, we will go ahead and record the same simple things. Okay. Okay, here is the launch. Hopefully it got recorded. Click on sign in, log in, and then sign out. Okay, all that launch, log in, and log out, hopefully it got recorded. Okay. Okay, so hopefully it got recorded. Let me go here. Now you see all the recording has been done in the recording controller, not in the HTTP script recorder. Okay, why you don't want it in the HTTP script recorder, later on you will understand. Okay, but ideally you want it under a separate recorder. Okay, so this is what it is. So what you want, you will add the thread group. Inside that you want the recording, you will add the controller called recording controller, and here in the HTTP script recorder you configure it so that all the recording happens in the recording controller, and then the recording happens over here. Okay, this is where we will stop, guys. This is where we will stop. Tomorrow we play around with the Jmeter recording, look at more settings, then we will go to the bad boy, then we will go to the base meter. This is what we will do for tomorrow. Okay, this is for it, guys. This is what we have for today. Okay, so tomorrow I said initially we will take a gap tomorrow, but we will continue because I wanted to at least complete the recording part. Okay, using at least one of this method. Okay, at least using the Jmeter. Okay, so tomorrow we'll stick to the timings, which is 1 hour. I don't want it to go over 1 hour. Since today is the demo session, we are going little over 1 hour. Okay, but tomorrow, okay, tomorrow we'll stick to 1 hour. Okay, and make sure we'll stick to 1 hour, which is 7:30 to 8:30. Okay, 7:30 a.m. to 8:30, and after tomorrow you can make a choice whether you wanted to pay and continue or not. Okay, any questions, guys? I'll be here to take your questions. Any questions? All of you who have joined, any questions? We have Genia, we have Anjan, we have Kumar Vallabh, okay, is a trainer, and we have Vinay and we have Samir. Any questions? Okay, fine, not an issue. There is only one thing that I wanted, whether you are continuing or not, I want a honest feedback, guys. Thank you. Anjan, you seems like you unmuted. Please let me know, Anjan. Anjan, you have unmuted yourself. You have any question or you want something to discuss? Okay, so we'll stop the session here, guys, but please give me the feedback on this email address. Okay, kgupta.testingtraining@gmail.com. Please provide the feedback on this particular email address. I would be very, very glad to hear from you guys. Please give me the email address. Please give the feedback on this email address. GC tuning, no. I can cover thread dump analysis. Okay, that is what I can do, and I can talk about the GC. Okay, I can talk about the garbage collection, what to look for, how to look for. Okay, may not be covering the tuning part. Okay, so but typically what to expect and how to look at the how to look at the GC. Okay, old generation, new generation, using the JMC or J console, will be able to look at it and see what is the max heap space and minimum, and based on that, what is that, how is the GC is happening, I'll be able to show that, but not the performance engineering concepts like tuning and then all that. Okay, so again, to set the expectation, thread dump analysis and GC, how to look at the GC. That's what we can cover. And maybe, if I can find a tool, I will be able to show you what is a pure path, or how are the methods, or what each method is taking, which methods are invoking, which request is invoking, which queries, all that I'll be able to show you only if I can find some profiling tools. I'll try to do that, and probably if it's possible, definitely I'll cover that. Okay, Vinay? But main focus will be there on the Jmeter tool itself. Maybe I'll take one class or two around that. Any further questions, guys? Okay, I'll take that as a no. Thanks for joining us. Tomorrow we have the session. Okay, and Anjan and Vinay, are you part of the group, the WhatsApp group? Are you part of the WhatsApp group, Anjan?
I am there in WhatsApp group. Yeah, there in WhatsApp group.
Yeah. Okay. Vinay, are you there? Vinay, are you there as a part of the WhatsApp group? Just that, in case if you want to come and join, don't know. Just because the complete communication happens via the WhatsApp group. If you're not there, just WhatsApp me on this number. Okay. So I'll be able to add you to that WhatsApp group, which is Jmeter. Okay. So that's about it, guys. So thank you for joining. Okay, so and tomorrow I'll be seeing you tomorrow at the same time, which is 7:30 a.m. Thank you, guys. I'll be disconnecting. Samir, if possible, please call me Samir. Samir, are you there?